wanted to show the custom RC crawler that I have for sale here. This is a dingo body. It is comprised of a dingo body made by SEX, and I've done some mods on it. One of the mods I did was replacing the sticker that usually would get in front here, and I put these plates here to make it look more scale, make it look a little bit more like a Land Rover D90. I also did the backlights, so you can see right here, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get a so I have blinkers on it, and I also have blinkers on the front. Okay, so it's all wired for LED lighting system. I also spliced one of the connections to be able to get this flashing light here, which I added later on. It didn't come with part of the LED kit, but I wanted to show, something like if the radio was working, make it look a little bit more custom. The way this thing works, and it's hard to show it here, when you go forward hard, oh, and you press brake, it brakes, and then if you reverse, the reverse lights come on. Anyway, it's hard to show here. It's on top of an oven range, so bear with me here. I've also did another mod, and this will come with an extra servo, micro servo that has been mounted on the body inside and attached to that wheel. So when you turn the wheel, it's going to turn the steering wheel as well, make it look a little bit more like the driver is actually driving. It will come with Mr. Cyberman here, and it's easy to take out if you want to put your own body here. All you have to do is pull this out. The bottom part, I bent the legs up because I didn't want it to hit the drivetrain, the drive shafts or the motor. So that's what that's for. So with this, I am also including the card for programming the brushless ESC and censored motor, which is very good because it does allow for smoother crawling. This is a work in progress as we speak in terms of dialing in the necessary settings to get it where you want it to go. Just don't have as much time to work on it anymore. I have other projects that I'm working on, so did not want to just leave it on the shelf and let it gather dust. I wanted to get used because it's a nice crawler. So anyway, what I did different from the other SEXs that you see, the SEX10, is the reason I didn't go with that is because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get a taller stance to make it fit 2.2 wheels. So I originally had it with some 2.2 Moab tires, which are pretty good, but then I got the itch to make it look a little bit more scale. So when I did that, I noticed, well, first I bought these. These are ripsaws made by SEX10. Sorry, Axial is the brand. So Axial ripsaws. These are 1.9s. The other ones are 2.2s. The only problem with that is, as you could tell, the ripsaws are small. I am including 4 ripsaws. I'm also including 4 Moab tires, 2.2, 1.9 ripsaws. And then the best tires that I've tried on this rig is these. These are very, very nice tires. These are Super Swamper, made by RC 4-wheel drive, TSO boggers. These are 1.9. These are the tallest 1.9 tires you can get. And what I liked about them was that if you notice, the tires don't really come out that much from the wheel wells, which makes it look a little bit more scale. And that's the look I was going for, after I did the 2.2 crawling for a little bit. I've only gone out maybe like 3 or 4 times because, again, time is you have to find time to do it and go out and but it's been doing great. It works great. The other thing that it does have is upgraded shocks. I'm also going to include the axial shocks, which have the springs, the stock shocks that came, well, not stock, but the ones that I had gotten before, which were as axial shocks. These shocks in here are inner spring shocks made by RC four-wheel drive. These are great. These are 100 millimeter shocks, which allow for very, very nice articulation. So if you're crawling and you want to have, this thing just pretty much drop, it's pretty good. See if we can do it on two big tires here and set it up. Let me see. Boom, right there. So as you can see, it is very, very cool, and it does some great articulation. Some of the things I do recommend upgrading if you're interested. You don't have to, but if you want to get better steering, this steering linkage here originally was a little bit too narrow for the axle that I have on it. The axle is made by HPI, so it's wider than the axial axle, and therefore the steering linkage that I had gotten for it was for axial, and it didn't fit, so I had to add some nuts at the end to make it wider. So they do make one, I believe, for you just gotta look up HPI axle or Wheelie King axle, or Crawler King, one of those two. It works because it's the same axle that they use made by HPI, and if you do that, then you will have they make this link that will allow you to have better turning radius. For now, I'm happy with what it's got. This right here on the bottom is an STRC transmission plate. Very nice. It's metal. It's not plastic like the axial, so it can take some heat. These, I believe, I forgot the brand, but I believe these were Wild Boar shafts, and they are great. They're very tough. They're plastic, but they're very tough, and they they've been very reliable. The other thing is that this comes with axial links, metal links, so it's 4-link system. As you can see on the inside here, it's got the upper links, lower links, and that's pretty much it. Oh, obviously it comes with the radio, and it's a Traxxas radio. It's a 2-channel system, so it's basic system, but it works. You can always upgrade the receiver if you wish, if you want to do more things. You're welcome to do that once you get it. So this is what I am posting, and the only other thing, let's see. Oh, yes, comes with a battery, 4,000 milliamp. I believe it's it's 4,000 milliamp, 27C, I believe. It's a 2-cell LiPo, so it has plenty of power. Goes pretty good, goes pretty fast, but at the same time does crawl pretty well and has a lot of nice torque. Very fun to drive, definitely, and I believe it does need more dialing in, obviously, because once you start this hobby, I realized that it doesn't really get finished with, you're never happy with what you got. You want to get more, and as you could see from all these tires, I've done a lot. Oh, these, by the way, are sealed, and they're air filled, so these have no foam inside. Actually, so sorry, the foam's inside, but I air filled them using the freezer method, so these are nice and waterproof, so these you don't have to deal with that issue of getting water in. If you want them to breathe, because I know some people like them to breathe, you could just take these screws out and that's it. These are glued, and I believe these are set, so these will not be able to you'd have to do some work to get them to open up the hole. These are bead locks. These do not have any way to, unless you drill the metal. These are metal RC four-wheel drive 5 lug bead lock wheels, which are awesome. These are very good, and they go well with the with these bogger tires. Uh, yes. The only last thing to mention is this crawler has been waterproofed. Has a Metal Gear servo, high-tech Metal Gear servo right here, and it works very well. So I've waterproofed the servo, and I've waterproofed the servo up here also, and waterproofed the ESC and the receiver, and the motor, because it's a censored motor, so you do want to waterproof the brushless censored motor, and it works great. I've taken it out on one of my trails, and it went through water, went through snow, no problem. No, had no glitches, no issues. So it's working well. Um, but as with anything that is in terms of this hobby, you do want to do your double checks, and if you want to put on your way of if you have your own way of waterproofing, definitely. I mean, it doesn't help to waterproof and overkill. So if you have any questions, please give me a call and work something out. Thank you.